Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update on all the physical releases coming to the Nintendo Switch, April the 27th until May the 1st. Ys Memoire Revelations in Celceta is releasing this week in North America and Europe, and this is one I was looking forward to a lot. I'm always up for more Ys, even remasters of remakes of entries that aren't exactly the most celebrated, and this one fits into that pigeonhole nicely. This is Falcom's take on the fourth entry in the franchise. Back in the day, they licensed the fourth entry out to two separate companies who made two separate Ys 4 games, and then this was the third attempt from Falcom themselves. Expect fun, fast action, RPGing with fun characters, long dungeons. I for one cannot wait for it, and my executive producers Miami Sunrise, Dane Wilkinson, Firm Return, Super Ben Julio, Ghost Bune, John Jamin, Punky Dooster, Mr. Awesome, God of Resin, Adamantium, Juice 250, Madhawk 110, AMH, Jimmy A. Guerrero, Sora Cat, Dave Husway, Jeddah Crow, Lewis K, Instacritic, and OGCIB, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Winx Club, The Magic is Back. Woo, oh yeah, this is releasing this week, also on PlayStation 5. Based on an Italian animated fantasy TV show, at least that's what the internet tells me, this is a top-down action game where a bunch of girls turn into fairies to kick ass. Maybe. Not sure if it's ass-kicking or you're just so fabulous your enemies give up. There looks to be some mild puzzle elements too, to make a probably boring game, but my executive producer Azrath, he's rocking with it. It's his pick of the week. And if you want it or any of the retail games in this video, please consider purchasing via the links in the description and pinned comment. That massively helps support me and this series to keep producing useful physical content for you guys. VGP are a really nice company with free worldwide shipping on orders over 75 Canadian bucks, like 54 American dollars plus. Each week, if you buy something via my link, you are put into a draw to have a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is JAV. Congratulations, you should get an email from VGP with your discount coupon in the coming days. If you don't, hit me up and I will sort you out. Thank you so much for your support. This is fine. Maximum Cope is releasing this week on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 exclusively in Europe, but VGP are rocking copies of it. A game based off a meme, we have reached peak 2026. Somehow, some why, this is a side-scrolling platformer described as a Metroidvania. There appears to be a focus on exploration rather than just getting to the end of a level. While things aren't super hopeful, the actual developer and publisher do have a solid track record on making and publishing solid if unspectacular games, so it'll probably be okay. And my executive producers, Viz, Switch Effect, and Mr. Lee from Eastern NC on eBay have chosen this as their pick of the week. Homura the Crimson Warrior, a quick mention to this, which is releasing in Europe this week after already releasing in North America. It is a Notome visual novel. Shuten Order, a quick mention to this one as well, which is the opposite situation. It's releasing this week in North America after releasing in Europe last week. It's on both Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 as a proper cartridge. It is a visual novel with, different styles. Alright, the low print limited pre-orders. There are no limited pre-orders this week, so never mind. Let's move on to the imports, where if you import any of these, you can do so via PlayAsia and get 5% off if you click my link and use the code Jordan2026. But you must click my link first, and yeah, it's coming to the end of April, and I have no idea what's going to be happening with the code. As I said before, there's mixed messaging from PlayAsia about what's happening with the code at the end of this month. Maybe it will disappear, maybe it won't, but make the most of it while you can. Dear Mirror Flower is releasing in Japan this week, another visual novel, probably one of the more obscure that's going to be releasing around this time. It's a fairly short, 6 hours long, and reviews from the digital release on PC have not been anything other than just okay. There's some adventure elements, like choosing if you want to investigate something or chat to specific people, and the art style is nice, lots of big, detailed character sprites. And my executive producer, Danielle O, she's chosen this as her pick of the week. Love a Kiss Endless Memories Nintendo Switch 2 edition is releasing physically on Nintendo Switch 2 in Japan this week on a proper cartridge, and it will play in English. This has you playing someone who's joined the photography club, and you gain experience and romance by taking photos of girls in their clubs. It's part visual novel, mostly photography game, very unique, and this Nintendo Switch 2 edition has some small but welcome improvements over the original Switch release, which was also an import exclusive that I'm sure some of you own already. If you don't, this will be the better version to get. And my executive producers, Cole Animals, Dave Horworth, Surfacing for Air, and Joshua L., they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Cassette Boy is releasing in Japan this week, and this is a puzzle action game that looks like it belongs on the Game Boy, but no, this is a fully 3D game where you shift the camera around with the premise of what you can't see can't hurt you. So if you see some floor spikes, maybe if you swing the camera around and they end up behind a column, you can't see them, well, you can just walk over them. That's pretty genius. It also has some action combat too, and this will play in English. There's no mention of a Western release, and my executive producers Josh Foote, The Nemo 6, Vey, Jake Vav, Mojo, Jennifer M, Brent McLean, Dead Bunny's YouTube, Nerdy Sean, and JCross7776, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Did not expect that. Perennial Dusk Kinsenka is another visual novel, had a few this week, and this is another Japanese one that will play in English. This is a decently rated kinetic visual novel with a decent length to it, and it involves a group of very different people living together in a modern but fantastical world. There's some supernatural stuff going on, and there's a lot of emotion. Should be a good one, especially since it was written by Yukito Uroshibara, who has a few VNs under their belt and has a loyal fan base. And my executive producer Kevin W has chosen this as his pick of the week. Idol Devils Ultimate Edition is releasing in Southeast Asia this week, much to the delight of fans of wobbly ladies. Actually, I don't know if they wobble in the game, but the trailer makes sure you notice this is an idol RPG where, well, I've said this already, I don't really know what you do in them. It's very hands-off, but very addictive, and people have lost hundreds of hours to this game, as I can see from their playtime on Steam. Whether or not that counts cleanup time, I'm not sure, but I'm rather interested in seeing what this is all about, and the Ultimate Edition has all the DLC characters to really add a lot of content to proceedings, and I think it will be a popular import. And my executive producers, Cartoon Soren and D's Nuts, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Japan is also getting these 3 games, neither of which have English. Before I get into the community spotlight, if you are new here, then please hit that subscribe button, okay? Not for me, but for you, okay? It will be the best thing you do today. I'm very useful if you enjoy owning physical video games. Alright, the community spotlight. David S. sent in this photo. Well, half of this photo, the bottom half was corrupted in the upload, but I'm guessing it was entirely golf themed because there is a decent amount of golf games on the Switch. Juice250 sent in this photo with a triple helping of super rare games. Bad End Theater, that game just completely left my brain. Super Ben Julio sent in this photo with 9 souls. This is going to be a popular physical release, I am sure. It only released last week, but I'm sure we'll see it trickle into the community spotlight over the weeks to come. Bill R sent in this photo with 3 of the Play Asia exclusive limited editions, including the latest one to be sent out, Incantation. The next one should be Soldner X Collection early next month. Fingers crossed. Kevin W, speaking of Play Asia exclusives, here is one of the standard editions for probably my favorite one in recent years. Yes, the story is terrible as always, but the tactical gameplay is a fun one to keep you invested. Schwabby00 sent in this photo, which includes the import of the IGS collection, which I really enjoy. Those 3 Kingdoms beat-em-ups are a lot of fun. I prefer them over Capcom's. Darren M sent in this photo with a collection of Dragon Quest on Switch, including the 2 that stayed in Japan. Very sad about Dragon Quest X offline and the Heroes Double Pack. I honestly think that could have worked, but not even a Southeast Asian release came to the rescue. It was just too early, and maybe Dragon Quest X was just a bit too much work. Danielle O sent in this photo, which includes Against the Storm, which I included in my discounts video on Saturday. What, like $22 at VGP? Seemed like a good deal to me. D's Nuts sent in this birthday suit edition of Gal Gun Returns, the contents of which he has not unloaded for us to see, but I'm sure he's done it in private. Firm Returns sent in this photo picking up 2 old school Switch titles. It's still kind of funny that Nintendo published the Marvel game. I don't know what their thought process was, you know, it was quite an early Switch title, but it's neither the normal Nintendo whimsy or the edgy kind to get the hardcore on board. It's just I don't know, nostalgia bait for like 3 people. Mr. Awesome sent in this photo picking up Rushing Beat X. Nice to see support for proper Switch 2 physicals, and it's supposed to be a decently fun game if rough around the edges, but that's just living up to its legacy. It would be an insult to the franchise if it was amazing. Cole Animal sent in this photo, joining the Switch 2 crew. I know it still gets a lot of flack, but honestly, I truly do not want to use my original launch Switch ever again. Adamantium sent in this photo, picking up 2 proper Switch 2 cartridges. We've definitely seen a lot of Mio, as I expected, and it is great to see. I hope the publisher is rewarded for their consumer friendliness. Mojo sent in this photo, sending in lots of cultured releases. I kind of feel like Beyond Good and Evil, they feel like they've just walked into the wrong party here. Raven Knight sent in this photo, picking up lots of proper Switch 2 goodness alongside some cultured OG Switch releases. A couple of evergreen imports. I've seen a resurgence of Dead or Alive Extreme 3. I think it had a small sale at Play Asia recently, so maybe that spurred on a few more purchases. They, my man in Japan, sent in this photo with some imports from last week. I did ask if Eliminage had English. I have only ever heard of it having Japanese, as I said in last week's episode, but I did ask him if he'd heard otherwise. If it turns out it does have English, well, I will be sure to bring it up to you guys. Instacritic sent in this photo, getting in East versus Trails. I'm really waiting for VGP to get that one. Such an interesting spin-off of two great franchises colliding together into one arena brawler. Surfacing for Air sent in this photo with Agalos. Finally, after so many years, it got a North American physical release. You can get it right now, and it is exclusive to Video Games Plus. Lewis K sent in this photo with Mio and the limited run Heretic Hexen Pack. Good stuff. I do love a good boomer shooter, especially that, are from that original era, so I would like to own this one day. Mr. Lee from Eastern NC on eBay sent in this photo with the Cosmic Fantasy Collection 2 limited runs release. Personally, I'm just hoping for a double pack from Play Asia once they've published the Telenet Shooting Collection. I would love that. Cartoon Soren sent in this photo with a massive display of games at his local convention that he's helping out with. He said there are 336 of his games in there, and that is a lot of games. Dave Horwath sent in this photo picking up the Asian physical release of Sol Cresta. I have not played this one, but I do want to. I recently played one of the PC Engine entries in the franchise, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, so yeah, I hope this one can live up to that. Alright, let's have a roundup. Devil Angel, Jimmy B, Bent S, Sully, Andrew R, Lindsay S, Kat Kilad, Frank, Shannon T, Cost 71, John Doe, Polygram A, Vasilios A, Gundam Base EX, Matt 1216, Kresolak, Cultured Weed, Mr. Matt Hogg, Corina, Carmine, Sixel for the win, The Enemy Parasite, Dabro 90, Twig E, Matt Well, Exile. If you want to send in your pictures, the details are on the screen right now. There was a lot of pictures this week. There's too many, to be honest. But if you want to send them, details are on the screen right now. Special thanks, as always, to my executive producers over on Patreon. It's the end of the month, so it's shout-out time. Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Brent McLean, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Punkidusa, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Thorn Metal Luna, Vey, Instacritic, Precision Plague, Alex M, Josh Foot, Lewis K, Kevin W, Jennifer M, Super Ben Julio, Double Dave, Husway and Horwath, Sora Cat, The Nemo 6, Ghost Bune, G Bautista 100, Rose, Adamantium, Azrath, Jake Vab, D's Nuts, Jeddah Crow, Brotorius, Surfacing for Air, Justin PDC, Cookie Kid, Radio 2 Rancid, Danielle O, Switch Effect, Kaba Clava Call, Nerdy Sean, Ligma, Michael Del Polito, Big Bruno, Jimmy A. Guerrero, Max I, Viz, Dead Bunny's YouTube, Joshua L, Firm Returns, Kevin M, OGCIB, Mr. Awesome, Miami Sunrise, John Jamin, AMH, Madhawk110, Raven Knight, Mojo, Juice 250, Mr. Lee from Eastern NC on eBay, and Cole Animals. Thank you so much for your support, plus you watching right now. If you watched all the way through, I want to know who you are. Please leave a devil emoji in the comments in honor of the Idol Devils. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.